With mostly half days this week, you should have plenty of time to get this homework done, but let me give you a couple of hints on this so that we can make sure we're successful. So on Monday it says a rabbit and a turtle are in a race. Is the relationship between the distance traveled and the time proportional for either one? If so, write an equation that represents the relationship. So I want to know if these are proportional or not. So your reminder for how do you tell something is proportional is you divide backwards. And you're going to have to squeeze your work in here, but you're going to take this side and divide by this side. So 2 divided by 108, 7.5 divided by 405, 10 divided by 540. And keep dividing, and if you end up with the same number, you have a proportional relationship. And then you would write an equation. For this one, same thing, 800 divided by 1, 900 divided by 5. You're looking to see if it's proportional. If it equals the same thing after you divide, it's a proportional relationship. To write an equation then, if this was my x and this is my y, if there's a constant, you just do times the constant. X times a constant equals, so times whatever your constant is, and then circle it. So if they are both proportional, I should see a constant here. If only one of them is, then just give me an equation for the one that is. So I shouldn't see two equations unless they are both proportional. So that's it. Start getting your calculator out, write down the work that you did on here so that I can see it. If you don't show your work, you don't get full points. Pause for this one, finish it up. Now on Tuesday, it says Kieran and Mai are standing at one corner of a rectangular field of grass looking at the diagonally opposite corner. Kieran says that if the field were twice as long and twice as wide, then it would be twice the distance to the far corner. Mai says that it would be more than twice as far since the diagonal is even longer than the side lengths. Do you agree with either of them? Try drawing a picture to explain your thinking. So I'm going to start off a little picture so you can kind of understand what this problem is talking about, but then you're going to have to explain the answer. So Kieran and Mai are standing at one corner of a rectangular field. So here is my rectangular field. And they are standing down here. Kieran and Mai. There's my beautiful stick figures. They are standing and looking at the diagonal. So here they're looking across to the opposite diagonal. Kieran says that if the field were twice as long and twice as wide, so you could make a bigger field that is twice as long, so kind of guess, double it that way, double it this way, and your new field would be about this big. Okay, so looking at this drawing, is Kieran correct or is Mai correct? So you're going to need to go back through and read that and decide which one is the correct one and then tell me. Do you agree with either of them? Maybe they're both wrong. Tell me they're both wrong. Tell me Mai is right. Kieran is right. Tell me what you think. Okay? The drawing might help you explain it. Okay? But they're still talking about how far it is across. Pause and finish up Tuesdays. Okay, for Wednesday, these are the same as what we're doing in class for our warm-ups. So I expect you to be able to do this on your own. You shouldn't need the video, but I will give you quick reminders. If the denominator is not the same, you need to multiply to get a common denominator. So multiply this side times 5, this side times 3. Rewrite them, and then figure out your answer. Again, we need a common denominator. For this one, you need to do the improper fraction first. So take care of this mixed number. I want to deal with just fractions. So I'm going to write out your reminder on how to, and I'll do it a little bit bigger over here. How do I change this into a fraction? First, you're going to see how many fourths are in 2 wholes. So if I multiply times 4, 4 times 2, that's going to be 8. So there are 8 fourths over here, and then I need to add 3. So we know it's 8. 8 plus 3 is going to be 11. So there are 11 fourths total here. 3 fourths here. This one has 8 more fourths for a total of 11 fourths. So on this one I'd have 11 fourths minus 5 sixths. Then I need to get a common denominator. Okay, this one you've got 2 mixed numbers that you need to multiply and then add to rewrite it as an improper fraction. Pause for Wednesdays and finish that up. Thursday, we have this menu, and it says, using the menu above, if you purchase a hot dog, 2 candy bars, and 3 bags of popcorn, how much change would you get back if you gave the cashier $10? So I'm going to need to use this menu and find out how much the total is, and then take that out of the $10. You need to make sure you show your work here. So if we have a hot dog, just one of them, so this is my hot dog price. This one says 2 candy bars, so I'm going to need to multiply that times 2 and find out what that price is. 3 bags of popcorn times 3, and get my totals for each of these. Then add them all together, and then take that out of your $10 so you can see how much change is coming back to you. Because if you give $10, you should get some back. These are some basic things you should be able to do, especially if you're going to any of the games and buying things at the concession stand. You should never trust the people behind the counter to know exactly how much they owe you. You should be calculating that on your own so that you don't get cheated. Okay, that's it for this week. So make sure you're showing your work on this. I don't want just answers. All of these should have some explanation on them, or we don't get points and you don't get to put your name in for the duck or get a creature. All right, that's it. Have a great rest of your week. I completely forgot to. One thing I was supposed to say, it's super important, so I really hope you're listening up. This is a special message for Cesar. I just really need him to know he is absolutely worse than a teacher, and he needs to stop whining about 6-7.